New Year trees are decorated trees similar to Christmas trees that are displayed to specifically celebrate the New Year. They should not be confused with the practice of leaving up a Christmas tree until after New Year's Day. New Year trees are common in various cultures and nations, chiefly the former Soviet Union, Turkey, and Vietnam. Russian and Turkish traditions. Russian and Turkish New Year trees are of the same varieties as those used for Christmas trees, although a spruce tree is the most usual type. The decorations are the same as for Christmas trees. While Russian and Turkish North Americans purchasing a tree after Christmas when prices have plummeted might enjoy notable savings, most do not wait beyond Christmas to buy the trees. History of the Soviet New Year tree. The tradition of installing and decorating it for Christmas dates back to the 17th century when Peter the Great imported the practice as a result of his travels in Europe. Peter decreed in 1699 that the New Year will be celebrated on January 1st instead of September 1st, and that fir tree, pine and juniper branches and trees shall be used to decorate houses and gateways along main streets. However, in Imperial Russia yoke were banned beginning in 1916 by the Synod as a tradition originating in Germany, under the Marxist-Leninist doctrine of state atheism in the Soviet Union after its foundation in 1917. Christmas celebrations, along with other religious holidays, were prohibited as a result of the Soviet anti-religious campaign. The League of Militant Atheists encouraged school pupils to campaign against Christmas traditions, among them being the Christmas tree, as well as other Christian holidays, including Easter. The League established an anti-religious holiday to be the 31st of each month as a replacement, with the Christmas tree being prohibited in accordance with Soviet anti-religious legislation. People supplanted the former Christmas custom with New Year's trees. The New Year tree was encouraged in the USSR after the famous letter by Pavel Postyshev, published in Pravda on 28 December 1935, in which he asked for trees to be installed in schools, children's homes, young pioneer palaces, children's clubs, children's theaters and cinemas. In his letter, Postyshev wrote, "In the pre-revolutionary era the bourgeoisie and the capitalist officials always put up a tree for the children on New Year. Children of the working classes looked on with envy through the windows at the gleaming tree adorned with colored lights and the children of the rich playing around it. Why do our schools, orphanages, nurseries, children's clubs, and young pioneer palaces deprive children of the working class of the Soviet state of this wonderful enjoyment? Because some left-leaning exaggerators decried this pastime as a bourgeois children's indulgence. It is time to put an end to this wrongful condemnation of the tree, which is a joyful diversion for the children." The young pioneer scout leaders are called upon to organize holiday celebrations for the children that feature New Year trees. In schools, orphanages, clubs, cinemas, and theaters, children's New Year trees should be everywhere. There should not be a single village or community farm where the local board, along with members of the Komsomol, does not provide a New Year tree for the kids. City councils, chairmen of district executive committees, village councils, and education authorities must all work to bring the New Year tree to children of our great socialist motherland. Our children will be grateful to us for giving them back the New Year tree. I'm sure the Komsomolans will take a very active part in this enterprise and do away with the silly misconception that the New Year tree is a bourgeois excess. So, let's organize a New Year celebration for kids and arrange a good Soviet New Year tree in all our cities and rural villages." Quote, In 1937, a Novi God tree was also installed in the Moscow House of the Unions. An invitation to the yoga at the Palace of Unions became a matter of honor for Soviet children. After the dissolution of the USSR, religious freedom was allowed, and as a result, the New Year tree is largely being replaced by the Christmas tree. History of the Turkish New Year tree. A Turkish New Year tree, in Turkish Yılbaşı ağacı, looks the same as a Christmas tree with Christmas ornaments. It is called the New Year tree because it is specific to the New Year, and, with about 95% of Turkey's population Muslim, most Turks do not celebrate Christmas. After the modernization of Turkey, the Islamic calendar and the fiscal calendar were replaced by the Gregorian calendar, and New Year celebrations started in the late 1920s. The celebrations became popular in Turkey, and Christmas trees were brought into the country as New Year trees. Since then, the custom of setting up a tree for the New Year is a traditional event in Turkey. It is usually put up between the beginning of December and the end of January, the middate being New Year's Eve. Also, the habit of giving presents at Christmas was changed to the giving of New Year presents. The New Year tree can be considered an example of westernized Turkish culture, a Turkified European culture. Vietnamese and Cantonese custom. Planting a New Year tree au Hanoi is also a Vietnamese custom that is part of the springtime Tet festival, which is from Cantonese custom of celebrating Chinese New Year. Often a bamboo pole serves as the tree. Hoa Dao Hoa Ma and Kumquat trees are also decorated and displayed in Vietnamese homes during Tet. In Cantonese, the New Year tree is called Ninh Fa. The bamboo is just one of the New Year trees for Cantonese. The other would be mandarin and peach. The mandarin plant is called cat, which is homophone to Chinese, stands for good luck. The peach flower stands for good relationship, while love is one of the relationship, so it's also a wish for love.